Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial, and in this one we're going to make a system how to count the particles in Unity VFX. And we're actually going to make it like this. You pick it up and it goes into this one, so you count it. And you can see it actually not updating straight away, and that's just how the system is, but it's accurate and that's important. So we're going to make this system and going to make sure it works like we see here. And these small beans, you see, we're going to make that too in Houdini, like a few minutes, but you can just use the capsule if you want. And the material. Super nice. All right, so we're going to start from an empty scene. And let's see. I'm going to show you the script right away. Maybe you just want to see how the count thing works. And it's actually a super easy thing. So just let the script load up. And here it is. So you just do, you have your Unity VFX and you just do vfx.ally particle count. And that's it. That's how you get the particle count. So if that's what you're looking for, here you got it. And I'm going to go through the script one more time, but we're going to do this scene from scratch. So this is an empty scene, and what do you want to do? You want to download the sample package, and you find it in Package Manager, and you find this starter asset, actually is the name. So if you download that one, then you will have in the samples, you will have this third-person controller. I'm just going to drag the scene into my scene and just move this stuff over and remove that scene. And when I do that, now I have this set up and it works when I press play. So we're going to have this Actually, I'm going to wait with this one. First thing, we're going to use, you could use this capsule, of course, and as a bean. But we're going to make a bean in Houdini. So if you don't want to do that, you can just skip this part. So we're going to first save this one in the same place where my Unity scene is, and the same name. So that's convenient. And now I have the scene over here. So that's super nice. And we're going to make a super quick bean, like jelly bean, you know, and it's going to be, we're going to use it from a line. And we're going to have the line direction going to be in the Z direction. So you see here in the Z direction, in the corner here. And we need some more points to it. So not length point. I'm going to do like 10 is a good value. Because we need to bend this one. And we're going to use the bend node for that one. So this is the bend node. And here you can choose what is your up vector. So of course up is the same as the green axis. But we're actually going to change this to X. And capture direction going to be along the line like this. Then when I do bend, we need to do it blue. Now you see it works. And if we had this one at here, you would bend it upwards. But we're going to bend it in the X direction. So that's why we do it like that. Super nice. And this is going to be, we can change it later. And then we're going to do a sweep. And you see it's a triangle. We just need to change the surface shape because it expects something in here. So we do a round tube. So now it's okay. And end cap type. We do a grid and cap division. I do it to only 2. You can see you can do the resolution and it looks more like a hot dog. Maybe we're gonna have more like a jelly bean, something like this. I guess. And we can do a remesh on this one. Yeah, that's good. That's going to be good enough for us. And we're going to do a normal and make sure it's, you see here now it's edgy, but we do it to the top here. So now it's really smooth and nice. You can see here like this. This is a nice smooth one. And last thing, I'm just going to do an auto UV. Labs auto UV. That's the one. So now we have it UV mapped. Last thing, we're just going to compensate for the scale between Houdini and Unity. And it's from 100 times, and then we get the same size that we expect. And then we just do a rock FBX output like this, and it's going to be the bean. And we also are going to, here we're going to make a null node. We're going to do the bean mesh. Why I do this one is because now when we save to disk, and hip means it's going to save it next to the Unity file here. So here we have it, and when we open here, you see the bean mesh. And that's because this node is bean mesh. If we didn't have this one, it was like this, the mesh would have transform 1. So that's why I do that one. So now we're actually finished with this Houdini. And this is the bean. Super nice bean, isn't it? This is going to be our candy. We're going to do material for this one. So we're going to have shader graph, URP lit shader graph. This is going to be the 108 VFX Count Particles. So I'm actually going to do create a material, and this is only for the debugging part. So when we create this bean, we're going to have see what's going on. Or actually we can just have it here, custom mesh, and we do bean is the name, bean mesh. That's the one we made. So here's the bean, and here we're gonna make a really simple setup. So one thing first we can do is to support VFX graph. We need this one, and we're gonna do the colors inside our VFX system. So here we have the color, and we can leave it to black in here. As you see, black, it's okay. And then I'm just gonna make tiling and offset, because we're gonna make smoothness, we're gonna change a little bit, because it's like a super even smoothness. But candy, noise, let's see, candy have some kind of noise in this smoothness. So if we do like this, and maybe 50, see now it looks more like a candy-ish, and maybe we don't need a tiling there. Let's see. So we're gonna do a remap to this one, just change it a little bit, and it's gonna go from 0 to 1, and I want just a little bit specular, but not go up to 1. So maybe this value something, just to break up the shininess a little bit. So that's it actually. That's gonna be enough. We don't gonna use this one. So save this, and this is our shader. Super simple shader. This is our candy. Wow, it's gonna be so nice. So we're gonna have different colors to it later. And so now we need a VFX system. And we're gonna do create. Where is it? Visual effects graph. Super nice. And this is gonna be the same name. It's gonna be in, I created it in the wrong folder. It's gonna be in here. So is that the same bean? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna here. First off, I'm just gonna copy this name because I want the visual effects graph to be the same name. And I'm gonna open it up. And this is the minimal one, and we're gonna just add some stuff to it. So we add the VFX system in here. So now we have it in the scene. And I'm gonna remove this capsule and this bean. Yeah, I'm gonna remove it. So now we're gonna make here a controller. So this this controller gonna have this script, and this script has a text, VFX, player, and particle count. So we also need text mesh pro, and this is gonna be the particle count. And we're gonna add it somewhere. Let's see. I'm gonna add it here, and it's not gonna be this big. It's gonna be like with 3 to 1 maybe. And this is gonna be the particle number. And the size is way too big. We're just gonna dial it down. So, whoops. The width a little bit bigger. So we're gonna do it in the center it, and yeah, that's gonna be good enough. So this is the particle count that we're gonna have. And so if we now go into this controller, we have the text component, and this is the particle count. That's the text component. And the VFX we have here. Put it in here. And the player is this player armature. We put it here. So now we have everything set up. And I'm going to show you this particle script. What's going on? So you need to add the VFX using Unity VFX and Text Mesh Pro. And I also do it execute in edit mode, which means you see it's a 0 here. So it's actually updating the particle count in the editor. And then we're gonna use this later, the number position, because we're gonna have all the particles on the floor and going to the number. So this one here, take the VFX and set this attribute and get this text component. We get the transform and the positions. And we only do that in the start setup. And void update, we set the player position, each frame. Then we do the particle count is equal to the visual graphs live particle count. And then we just do the text and we do the particles count to string. So this is the script. And inside our VFX system, here we do need to have this is going to be the player position as a vector 3 there, and then we're going to have the number pos. Let's see, number pos and player pos. So we have that there, and yeah, I think this is kind of everything to set it up. So let's do just to set it up, and then in the next tutorial I'm gonna do the It's going to be 2 parts, otherwise it will be too long. So we're going to start with doing 5,000 particles, and the capacity needs to be more than 5,000, so we do 50,000. So here we do the bounce. This is how the render region, if the camera sees this size, then it will render the system. And here we're going to do a shape. We're going to do the position, shape, and we're going to have a circle. Now you see, if I do the scene down here, now you see we have the circle here. And this is the circle, but we're gonna have volume instead. So now it's gonna be all over. And we're gonna size. So we're gonna in this arc circle, we're gonna do the circle, transform, and angle. We're just gonna rotate it 90 degrees. So now we have it on the floor, and we do this 3 times. So here we have it, and now you see it says 5,000 here because we set it 5,000 here. And then eventually with this player position, we're gonna move the particles to the number position with this one. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.